Hey, engineering class, let's talk a little bit about using Onshape. So I'm going to go through the first three blocks. You can find all three of those blocks in the Canvas course underneath Unit 2, Technical Drawing CAD. I'm just going to draw block 1, then block 2, and then block 3 right in a row and just talk through some certain things. Now, hopefully by now you have a good idea of just kind of the basics of CAD and technical drawing, the idea between drawing in 2D and 3D, isometric, orthographic, kind of those sorts of things. What we're going to do is we're going to create a document, and we can start. I like to label them block 1 when I start. I'll create, and it should bring on up this drawing thing, a part studio, and then it'll also bring up an assembly. We can kind of ignore that for now. And it'll load our different views, front, top, and right. Okay. The first block we're going to draw, I'll click scoot it on in here just so you can see it for 2 seconds. We're going to be drawing from this front view, making this L shape is what we're going to start with, and then we're going to extrude. And if you remember me saying, not all cases, but most cases, especially in this class, we're going to basically do a two-step process. We're going to draw a two-dimensional face, we're going to extrude it. So we're going to start by drawing a sketch. We're going to click on sketch, and we're going to select the front plane. We have the sketch box that appears over the front plane, and then I'm going to come up here to the top, and I'm going to zoom in so I'm looking at it two-dimensionally straight on. I'm also going to hit the P on my keyboard. That's the letter P. Just that, it'll get rid of all the planes, okay? Then I'm going to grab my line tool, and I'm going to start drawing, okay? Now when I'm drawing, I'm going to always make sure, unless I'm drawing something that's curved or something weird or something angled, I'm going to make sure that a couple things are on. So when I go up here, I can kind of go a little bit side to side, and it will snap here, and see it kind of changes color, and there's that vertical little black bar. That means the line is going vertical. When I go over, it's showing that's horizontal. When I go down, or vertical, okay? Snap, perpendicular there. And then this one, I'm going to come on over and I'm going to make sure that it draws that yellow line, and I'm going to draw there where it's showing up with the vertical and the horizontal. And that means when I bring my thing over, it's going to connect, and it's going to make this nice grayed in object. If the object isn't grayed in, your points are not connecting, but in this case it's all grayed in, so we have our basis for our object. The next step, once we draw the rough shape, always start with draw the rough shape, the 2D sketch, and then we're going to dimension the rough shape. So on ours, our part is going to be 3 inches long, so I clicked on the dimension tool up here. I click on the line, I drag down, click again, 3 inches, okay? Then I'll set my height, okay? My height on this one's a little bit different. We have to look at our view. It's 2 inches tall, 2, okay? This height over here is 1 inch, okay? And that will automatically set here. If I set this one as 1, it's going to get crabby at me, and it's going to think I'm over-defined, or it's just going to add that in as gray. I don't need that dimension, because 1, 2, it's half of it, it's automatically locked this in at 1 inch tall. I couldn't actually change this dimension if I tried. And lastly, I'll click on this top one, and that's supposed to be 1.5, not 1.05. Wow, hitting the wrong numbers left and right. And that will also automatically make this section 1.5. At that point, the 2D sketch is done, so I'll hit the check mark. I like to come up back to my box, click in the top right corner, hover right there. See, that's the isometric view, flips it up. The other thing you can do here is you can click on isometric right there. It should bring it in this way. And we're going to come over here to the extrude tool. It looks kind of like a cube in a cube. Okay, I'm going to click on my sketch to extrude, and then it's going to draw this way. I could change the direction if I needed to, okay? I can change some types, but for now we're just going to do a blind, and the depth is going to be 1.5. Hit enter on your keyboard, and then check, and we have block number 1, okay? Let's do the next one, and we'll go kind of quick on that one. I'm going to hop up here to the top. I am going to, actually, my bad. I'm going to go down here, insert new tab, click on it, create part studio. We got part studio 2, okay? I am going to click on, for this one, we're also going to draw in the front. And this one has 2 parts to it. There's a cube and a little angle. We're going to draw this in 2 parts. We're going to draw the cube, and then we're going to add the angle on second. So just keep that in mind. What I'm going to do, front, zoom into it, sketch on that front plane. Okay, sketch says front plane here. We're drawing in there. That's good. This time I use the rectangle tool. I'm going to click on my origin. I'm going to draw, click. Automatically makes a rectangle. It's grayed, it's solid, better than trying to draw a bunch of lines. Go back to dimension. This cube is going to be 2 inches by 2 inches, okay, 2 by 2. We go to the sketch. We go into our isometric view. Remember what I said. We basically draw 2D and we extrude it to 3D. That's usually our sequence. It's draw, 2-dimensional, and then either cut or add with the extrude tool. Okay, so now we have our cube. That's the first step. The second step, flip this back over here again, is we want to add on this part. So what we're going to do for that is we're going to draw on this face right here. Now we're not going to use the planes. I'm going to turn off the plane tool for a second. and I'm going to hit sketch, and I'm going to click on this side, and it will say face of extrude. That's now my sketch plane. I'm going to flip to the right, grab my line, and now I'm going to use this block as my reference. I'm going to go angle, corner to corner, bring it down to the corner, click, bring it over, click, and this one won't show up gray because we've got something behind it, but we know that sketch is good to go. I'll hit check. I'll go back to my isometric, I'll go to my extrude, and I could select multiple things. I want to select this bottom one, and it's going to extrude, and this one extrudes 1 inch. We hit OK, we're good to go. That's the second block. So we can add drawings off of an existing part. That's kind of the lesson from that one. Let's do another Part Studio, create Part Studio 3 here, and let's pull up block 3 and talk about it for 2 seconds. Okay, this one we have to draw the shape, we add a chunk off of it, and now we're going to talk about subtracting off of the part and drawing circles. Okay, so in this one, I'm going to draw on the front first. I'm going to make kind of the L shape to start with. I'm going to go to my front view, start a sketch. Sketch is on the front plane. Hit the piece that's off there, and I'm going to draw kind of the L shape, kind of like we did on drawing number 1. Vertical, oops, click, over, click, down, click, over, click, and my shape is way off. That's okay, who cares? The dimensions will pull it into what the shape needs to be. In this case, I'm going to click, bring it down, dimension, 2.5, okay? The height is going to be 2.5 as well. The side here is going to be 0.75, okay? And then the distance from here to here is 1.5, so 1.5, okay? And it will bring everything in how it needs to be. I'll click out of that sketch. I'll go back to the isometric view. We'll click on it and extrude. If I don't click on it, it doesn't extrude. And this one's going to be extruded a total of 1.75 or 1 3/4. Get used to converting decimals to fractions and so on and so forth. Good skill to have. We're going to add a sketch. We're going to draw the back block portion. I'll bring it up and show you. We're going to draw this section right here. So we're going to take our drawing. I hit sketch. There is no sketch plane. I'm going to select right here. It's going to make a sketch plane over that. I'm going to flip to the top, so I'm in a 2-dimensional view right at the top. I'll use my rectangle, and when I draw, one thing I'm going to do here is, if there's a center point, I don't want to be in the center point, because then I'll lock it in. We want to dimension this later. So I'm going to draw this, and draw it kind of skinny, actually, on purpose, so that when I grab my dimension tool, click on the line and draw over, I can actually dimension it correctly to our 3/4 of an inch. 0.7, oop, I hit enter too early. 0.75, enter. Okay, boom, we're done. We're going to extrude. We're going to select there. I'm going to flip back to my isometric view. This one extrudes a total of 1 inch. 1 inch is correct. And boom. So we've done adding on to an existing thing. Now we're going to talk about removing. So we're going to add the circle. The circle goes right here. I'm going to hit sketch. Click on that spot. This kind of becomes a repetition. Grab the circle tool. I'm just going to draw a circle. Doesn't really matter the size too much. I'm not going to select on any highlight points. That's also important. I'm going to click in dimension. Okay. And this circle on the thing, it says 1/2 inch through with a little like weird symbol. Here, I'll pull it over again. 1/2 inch through. This is a diameter symbol, so it's a 1/2 inch diameter. Okay, so I'm going to double click here. 0.5, enter. And then this circle is going to be 3/4 of an inch over from the edge and 1/2 inch up. The way we do that on Onshape, it's a little different than SolidWorks and Inventor, is we click on the center point of the circle, we click on the edge, and it will make us a dimension there. 0.75, okay. Click on the center point, click on the edge, 0.5. In SolidWorks, if you click and then you click, it'll make from the center point to the edge. On Onshape, it does from the edge of the circle to that line. That's not what we want, okay? So that's why you have to click on the center point Onshape. I'll click right there. Can't really see it. There's the circle, okay? And we're going to go back to our extrude tool. I'm going to click on the circle, and it wants to shoot it up. But this time we're going to flip over, and we're going to go to the remove tool, okay? There's a couple things here. Right now it wants to do a blind extrude. It wants to just cut all the way through 1 inch. I'm going to change that to either up to next, which will go up to the surface, or through all, okay? There's some other features. These are more advanced for different things. Don't worry about those for now. So it's through all is actually the one I would do. And that way, if we ever change something, it will always cut all the way through the part, which is the way the drawing is telling us to do things. So I hit OK, and we have a hole going through the entire thing. If I get lost, I can click on isometric to flip back there. But that's basically parts 1, 2, and 3. Good luck drawing those.